Okay, let's have a look at the answers to these puzzles. First, let's tackle the easy one.
Black to play and mate in 1. Here are the squares next to the white king. But the black queen controls the second rank, the black rook controls the d file, and the pawn attacks f4. So only f3 is safe. We should be able to win the game by attacking along the third rank. But which piece should we use? The rook or the queen? Remember, the queen was covering the second rank, so we should use the rook to give checkmate. Medium puzzle now then, and it's white to play and mate in 2. And the first thing to notice is that a lot of black pieces are getting in the way, and the white queen is attacking some more squares. So although the black king looks well defended, we might be able to find a way of trapping it. Our rooks are well placed to attack along the e-file. Black's bishop blocks the e-file at the moment, but how many other black pieces can block the e-file? None of them! None of black's other pieces can move onto the e-file. Now that's a big clue. Can you think 1.5 moves ahead? One rook clears the bishop out of the way. So the other can give checkmate. Only the hard puzzle to go, and it's white to play and mate in 4. Okay, so it's harder if you're playing a normal game rather than a puzzle, because in a normal game you don't get someone to tell you it's checkmate in 4 moves. But remember, you're trying to trap the enemy king, so in your head you should always be working out where the enemy king can escape to. And don't forget to make sure your king has somewhere to escape. So one thing you can do is work out which squares the enemy king can't move to. Let's light them up. Obviously the black king can't move onto these squares. White's knight attacks 3 more squares close to the black king. White's king fills in some more gaps, and the pawns cover some more squares. So here are all the squares the black king can't move to. The black king is going to try to escape on white squares probably. We need to remember this and move the queen where it can be most useful. e5 looks to be the obvious choice. Blocking check with the bishop is a bad idea, because the white queen can just take it. So black should move the king. Now if you were black, where would you move the king? If you're trying to avoid being checkmated, it's usually best to run towards the centre of the board. If black's king does stay on the edge, it makes white's job easier. And white has 2 choices. So black should make white's job harder by trying to move the king away from the edge. It's trickier for white to pick the best choice now. In this case, white could move the queen to f5. It's just a slower way of giving checkmate. But at least black has made it harder. This is the quickest way to win for white. Black has 2 choices, but we know what happens if black moves the king to e8. We've already seen white give checkmate with the knight. The other choice is to keep moving the king towards the centre. White needs to stop the black king continuing his escape. So let's move the queen onto that diagonal. This time black has no choice. Can you find the checkmate move for white?